Okay, this is the Battle of Everettsville. We're going to outnumber the enemy 21,000 to about 20,000. So my strategy in this is I have three corps. So first corps on the right, second corps in the center, third corps on the left. And we're going to attack the enemy right away. So you see I've grouped these up. Um, we're going to attack right away. And my plan is to make extensive use of detached skirmishers. So I brought in 1750 because I figure each unit will lose about 400 and then they'll be the right size for the next battle. So bit of a miscalculation, but that's okay. So I want to attack. The right flank is going to get there first and engage the enemy first, and that's okay. Um, we want to pull the enemy to my right flank. About that time, my center should get within range, and anybody moving from right or center to left, we should be able to attract them. And I want to draw the enemy into attacking me um, along these roads, open areas, rivers, as much as possible. But the 24-pound howitzers are there to push up against the enemy, hit them with canister, defeat their attacks initially, but then drive them out of their fortifications. Third Corps is, or Third Division, is going to the far left, and they're going on a long walk all the way to the far bottom left southern corner of the map, and then start rolling the enemy up. Now I know there are fortifications here that I've seen from watching other people play, and yeah, I think my detached skirmishers are going to be fine with those guys. And what you do is you have your detached skirmishers fire at them from several different angles. That degrades them. You take your time, you roll up your artillery, you hit them with canister, and then at the end, if you want to, you can charge with any two units, including detached skirmishers, and the enemy is going to fold. And all you have to make sure of is there's no infantry near the charge. So even if there's artillery near the charge, you're going to win. But but yeah, you definitely like this guy is coming in. I have four detached skirmishers that are going to fire at him. That's fine. And what we're going to do right now is we're just going to chip away at this guy. The enemy is in cover, but so are we. We're in good cover. And the thing about this battle is you have a ton of time. It's only 5:20 right now, and I think we have. I mean, it's an enormous amount of time. It's either 3 p.m., 1500, or yeah, I think it is. I think it's 1500. Um, I think it's 1500. I'm not exactly sure. So, but it's a ton of time. I mean, there's more than enough time. You just have to look at it. I mean, I'm looking at it like I can fight these guys with detached skirmishers and just like keep exchanging shots in the woods with these guys. I'm gonna win if I have two or three skirmishers firing on one of his units at a time and preserve my infantry units. And yeah, it is true that getting out of here, out of this battle with anything better than, well, if you get 3-1, you're really lucky. But yeah, it is. As I went into this, I thought with detached skirmishers, aggressive use of detached skirmishers, I should get 3-1. So yeah, we're actually going to do better than 3-1. So we actually almost get 5-1. We're just short of 5-1. And I would have hit 5-1, except in a couple places I'm a little aggressive or I'm standing not in cover, trying to take shots at the enemy. But I could have gotten 5-1 here. So yeah, we outnumber the enemy, so it's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of keeping our casualties down. So how many do we lose here? With medicine at 14%, we lose 3197. So, and we kill 15,184. So, yeah, and as you're going to see, I'm real careful to make sure that my units are, well, I pretty much am careful to make sure that my units are in cover. And I think what you'll notice is there's kind of an opening phase, which you always have, where the AI is really aggressive and he takes a bunch of hits. So that's going to happen. And then the question is, how do you break this position? And yeah, I'm trying to bait him into attacking, obviously, like this guy. And I'd like for this guy to get into the road. Now, right here, I have a Harper's Ferry that's a little too close. I don't want to stop him before he gets into the road. You know, I'd like for him to keep falling back. I should have had that guy fall back. Okay, that's probably okay. He probably doesn't have a whole lot of cover there. So now I have 4 units firing at him, and he's one guy. So 4 on 1. Yeah, we'll do 4 on 1. 4 on 1 is great. Hopefully this guy keeps charging into the open, and I'm going to push up my infantry, hit him with 3 infantry detached skirmishers, 24-pound howitzer. So each one of these divisions is like a front, with 4 infantry and 1 24-pound howitzer. And in this case, yeah, 3 infantry, and I'm going to have detached skirmishers, and he's not. So I'm going to have much greater coverage of the battlefield than he is. Okay, my southern movement is going pretty well. So yeah, we're going toward the bottom corner of the map and then start rolling up his flank and keep going around his flank. That's the whole thing. So I need more units to my left. So we're going to start moving people. And yeah, blending units, having units merge back into their parent unit, and then, detaching skirmishers again. Yeah, and this guy breaks already, and he's down to 1,500 almost. And that's great. So this guy, I'm having some infantry come up and some detached skirmishers. Uh, Notice how they're covering my flank. So we have pretty much a barrier, a wall. Everybody's moving forward. On my left, Union right flank. Yeah, we're in cover pretty much. So I knew on my left that the artillery would be way behind. So in the center, there's actually a road. And because of that road, the artillery was able to move faster than the infantry. But on my left, it was just all woods. So through woods, artillery moves really slow. So here comes my unit on the left. You can see the artillery's behind. But that's okay. We'll just exchange shots with these guys. Killing these guys is fine. Even if I only get 1-to-1 against his skirmishers, we should do better than that. But skirmishers in the woods are going to be tough. But if we can kill them, that's going to make the rest of the battle easier. The 24-pound howitzer won't kill them, but it will make them rout. So I don't know what's better in that case. So yeah, he's picking on my unit right there. So I'll have him fall back and get into a little bit better cover. Just keep an eye out for what the enemy is doing. And I'm looking for when he charges. And another thing that I'm thinking is, in this battle, we're going to have to get into melee combat. Now, there are a couple ways to do that. I've watched people, including Pandakraut, build oversized units and give them farmers, and I have a bunch of farmers in my inventory. And I thought about doing that, but my plan here is for 90% of this battle to be rifle fire. Now, farmers can do okay. You can give farmer rifles to units and they can get 1,000 kills in battles. I've done it before. But Harper's Ferries are better. And so, yeah, the There were a couple of 2-star units that I could have moved to 1750, but my thought is I'm trying to build more 2-star units in this battle. Not and I expected to get like 2 to 1. I did not expect to get 5 to 1. So, and I expected there to be a lot of melee combat. So, um, the whole trick to melee combat is always make sure you have 2 units involved to the enemy's 1 unit, and if you do, you should win. So, and detached skirmishers count as a unit for that calculation. So I plan on when he stands that I'm going to charge into melee. So here he has a unit in a fort, and we're going to start chipping away at this guy. We're not going to wait. We're going to start chipping away at this guy with detached skirmishers. Hopefully bait him into attacking me again, but if he doesn't, then we're just going to degrade him. Keep moving forward, not aggressively. Keep moving forward with artillery support, and then, to my mind, the big thing is that road to the south. That's the first objective. So we've secured everything to the south of the map. Now the enemy's contained in kind of a big circle, and we have pretty good coverage of the battlefield. Not as good as I would like, but as soon as my infantry and detached skirmisher in the south secure that road, the enemy will be north of the road. And so that is a big moment. We will have a solid line, and he'll have a very, very difficult time getting through our line and getting to the rear and getting involved in any mischief. So yeah, I was hoping to get him to charge into that open area just north of the river. He didn't, so I'm still hoping to bait him into charging into this road, into this open area where we have the road, getting my 24-pound howitzer closer for the next phase of the battle. And yeah, over here, keep driving his skirmishers back. And I know he has cav around here, so we've already seen it. So yeah, and there I see his cav is now to the north. That's terrific. Wherever his cav goes, we want to kill him. I can see the smoke from where his artillery is, even though I can't see the artillery. So far, I haven't seen any of his artillery. So yeah, that detached skirmisher is in cover, and yeah, he can just stay there and drive the enemy nuts and degrade him. Keep cover on both flanks. Oh yeah, there's a cav, almost 600 strong. Yep, and we baited him into an attack. Yeah, my infantry unit doing a little shuffle. That's okay. We'll just get 3 or 4 infantry pounding on that one guy, even if he's in the woods. That's fine. So he's going to charge here. See if we can't stop him. Okay, that infantry can fire. That infantry can fire. I'll move another infantry to the north. Make sure my artillery's firing where I want him to. We'll win that. So yeah, because I haven't played this battle. This is my first time playing this battle. On Legendary, I don't know that he actually has some infantry and artillery in the south, and I'm about to find it. So, yeah, that's one of the advantages of playing these battles a few times, is that you know where things are. And but it's also part of the fun not knowing where things are. So, if I were fighting the Union campaign right now, I would know exactly where every unit was. And it's kind of cool to me that I don't know where every unit is, and I'm about to find it, and it's about to be a surprise. So that's kind of cool. So my detached skirmisher, always lead with detached skirmishers so that you can find stuff. And yeah, there's a pile right there for me to, there's a defensive position. So that division is now going to be tasked with destroying that defensive position. Very cool. This guy in the north, he's not going to do well. So we're in the woods. He has greater cover. I have greater cover. All we need is just more bullets. That's all. It means there's going to be more volleys, as people are going to take less damage. But it's the same principle. Get on the flank, hit him with canister. Canister is not going to make him rout like it normally would, or not as fast, but it just means more volleys, more ammunition. We've got plenty of ammunition and we have plenty of time. So every time we see an enemy unit, it's just an opportunity to gang up on him and inflict a bunch of losses. Yeah, the other thing I guess we have to be concerned about, and I was, is every time I click on a unit, I'm looking at condition. So yeah, rotating units and resting units and making sure that they stay in good condition for whatever's going to be the next phase is because because we're walking in the woods and units burn a lot more condition. That's something that I really monitored closely. So you'll see me going around looking at all my units, and I'm checking the condition of everybody, and that tells me what we're going to be capable of doing. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at moving a detached skirmisher into the woods in good cover, firing at that fortification, and also getting on the flank of the unit that's to the far north. So yeah, these detached skirmishers in the woods in cover are just going to drive the AI completely nuts. So I think it's important to hit pause, and this is one of the things that I'm doing instead of just having everybody charge forward. Um, I'm realigning my line. So the entire line is going to shift left. And I know there's a fortification near the near the victory location and just south of that, but I don't know where it is, and I don't know how far its range is. I know that its range is unusually long, but I don't know how good it is. I don't know how. Yeah, and actually you can see he's actually firing flanking fire into my unit, so I need to change my alignment. I notice it. Um, I just don't want flanking fire. So yeah, his guy routes because he's getting hit from all sides, and we're going to drive him back again. His unit in the north is down to 1,200 and change. My unit that I moved to the north to get ready for a counterattack is not needed. So yeah, we can start working on the next guy in the fortification. This guy is down to 1,200. He's going to fall back. Then we can start working on that fortification. And it's only 649. This guy, he's not going to last all that long. It's going to take a while to get the artillery moved up. All I have to do is have a solid line. That's all I have to do, so that his cav can't get through a gap or something like that. And there is a bit of a gap in my line, but we're going to close it in just a second. And he's going to have to move really fast if he wants to get into that gap. So what I'm looking at is I'm going to have 4 infantry and several detached skirmishers are going to easily pop the center of this line. In the south, we don't really have to push this very hard in the south because I don't plan on taking that fortification that's to the south of the victory location right away. My goal is to punch a hole in his line, which will make his north flank his left, and his southern flank untenable. If we can occupy this woods and draw him into attacking into the open along this road, I want a defensive position along the woods, backed up by artillery, along the road, with enough space for him to charge into the open. And I think this position he has, which I can now see, the fortification south of the victory location will just naturally fall. These guys are doomed where they are. If they stand here and fight, they're just going to die. Um, yeah, he has that artillery of 300 and some, and it's just going to die. I really want to kill his officer too. So anytime I get a chance to shoot at that guy, I want to take him out. But again, I'm not in a hurry. We don't have to uh, run up and fight the guys in these positions. We're going to take some time and soften them up with artillery. And yeah, all I have to do is this is a battle where I found I had to really keep the supply wagons moving. Because it's a pretty long front and everybody's going to need ammo. Okay, he's down to 1100. Yeah, I can see on Major General this would be so much easier because that unit that's routing to the north would not recover in 2 seconds. He would stand and fight, but it would take him a while to recover. On Legendary, all these guys are going to rout and then just come instantly right back. So, yeah, right now half his army would be out of the battle for a while. I mean, effectively, the guy in the center is down to 1100. The guy in the north is down to about 1000. So that's 2 units that on Major General would be pretty battered and would be out for a while, would need some time to recover. Um, but as it is, we need to just keep pushing. I have my commander giving the 10% cover bonus. And yeah, all the shots I can take on his artillery, that's good. Yeah, somehow I'm flanked. That one unit keeps flashing as flanked. I'm not entirely sure. Um, yeah, detached skirmishers. What you want in that fortification is a bunch of units firing into it. And preferably, if he takes fire from a couple different directions, he'll rout. So, yeah, this is going really well. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units firing into this fortified position. He's going to rout. And his center fortification, I mean, we've just started. It's not even 7 a.m. And his center fortification is going to rout too. And the only question is, how many losses am I taking? This is where I wish I had 2 more points in recon because, I'd be able to see what kind of losses I was taking at this point. Yep, and there he goes. His center just collapsed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units firing into that fort, and he has 1500, but he just broke. Now that means the center of his line just collapsed. He has, it turns out, 2 artillery and a cav there, and 2 routing infantry and a commander. And our goal now is just to kill as much as we can, preferably inflict as much damage on the artillery and the cav, and kill the commander as we possibly can. Down here, we just keep chipping away at his artillery. This infantry unit is going to break, and then it's going to be everybody on that last guy. His center is just serious trouble. I'm in good cover. Yeah, I think my artillery pitched in. Yeah, let's get as many shots as we can on his artillery. I need to do something about that guy with the in the fortified position on the left that can fire a mile and a half. So we'll put some people to distract him. And now his position in the north is flanked. So, And the other thing I found that's interesting is I can actually fire through his fortified position and hit his artillery. So I don't know why that is. That's weird. But hey, Ultimate General has a lot of weirdness. So yeah, and his unit in the south now is going to route, and that's going to allow me to secure all of the woods up to the fortified position a little faster than I thought, but that's good. Yeah, I'm really being careful to make sure my units are facing the right way and that we go after these artillery. Yeah, look at that. We just let loose a couple of volleys on both artillery units, and that's great. So even though he has an infantry unit to the rear of this fortified position, I'm looking at this right now and I'm thinking all I've got to do is break this guy and I can kill his artillery and drive that battered unit out. And I'm on his flank. So as soon as I get a little bit further north, I'll be behind this guy. All these units are going to rout. His artillery is going to be slaughtered. The only bad thing in this front on the south is my artillery is a little far away. So those guys need to slow down until the artillery can get up. So yeah, I'm going to get 2 infantry on this guy. And the first unit to go in will be detached skirmisher to get him into melee. Hopefully just rifle fire will make this guy break. But if it doesn't, then we'll get 2 units. One of them infantry. One of his artillery is already routed. Man, if he just moves slowly, we're gonna kill. I don't know if we'll kill that guy before he gets away, but because he's in the woods, if he was in the open, he'd be dead. But he might actually get away, is what I'm thinking. But we're gonna inflict a lot of losses on that guy. And I want to charge this position and get a charge bonus. And if I can fire and degrade that artillery, that's great too. Because I really don't want to take canister when we go into melee. So everyone who can hit the artillery, bonus. Look at that. I mean, I'm hitting pause a lot. His center is just completely falling apart. And yeah, his infantry unit that was covering the rear of this line and was going to be a problem in melee has already turned to the south, which means I can melee safely if I can just route that artillery. So yeah, he's got nothing there. He's got nothing to support the attack except that artillery. And we're going to go ahead and charge and get the charge bonus and break this guy. And his artillery routed just at the right moment. And yeah. So his fortification to the north broke at almost no cost. I don't know if one of his artillery units is dead. I didn't notice. But during the battle, I noticed it kind of. I'm kind of looking, where is it? I'm looking for his commander. I think he's already dead. I mean, this is going really well. Yeah, one of the things I'm doing is I'm telling each of my units to fire to see if anybody is blocked. I don't want my units to be blocked. I need everybody firing. So if somebody is being blocked, I'm having them move so they get a shot. So yeah, this guy, I knew he was going to rout. I have my artillery firing, 2-on-1 infantry. Now look at this. His artillery is routing. His infantry is routing. My guys are in cover. This infantry unit to the north is about to take fire from the rear and flank. And that's the whole trick, is get on the rear and flank of these guys and they'll collapse. So yeah, down in the south, we're going to drive him out of the woods. This is where I lose too many men, by the way. I should not have pushed across the road. I didn't know it. I thought we were going up to the north corner of the map. My thought was that's probably where everybody will head, the north left corner of the map. But in fact, it's not. He's going to hover just north of that road. I don't know that. But what I know now is I would just go to the road and stop. Um, Instead of what I'm doing right now is trying, well, I'm crossing the road and I'm going to try to cross the road with a couple of infantry, and it's going to cost me a couple hundred losses that I don't need to take. So, yeah, just secure the woods up to the road and everything will work out just fine. And keep pushing on the north. The north is actually the secret to winning this big. So, right now, all these guys are surrounded. He has an infantry unit that's not routing. So, but that unit's about to take flanking fire and shots from the rear as well. So, yeah. I'm actually thinking about charging this guy again that's flashing white, but I don't think we need to. I think he's going to run. So I have my detached skirmisher on hold. We're going to fire and just kind of distract the guy in the fortification. I have an infantry unit in cover firing at this guy. I don't think we're doing a lot of damage, but we're degrading him and hopefully attracting his attention. Yeah, look at his units, how small they are. Okay, need to get somebody on the flank of this guy who's not routing. So we have 2 units. Wow, his artillery started out pretty large, but he's down to 168. There's not much left of him. So, yeah, everything in the south kind of fell apart for him. All of his units are falling back. I really want to press the attack, but again, big part is don't run in the woods. You have to walk, so you can be on run for a short time, but then you have to rest your guys. So, yeah, he's down to 156 with that artillery. Yep, and he's routing and he's going to fall back. Now to get on the flank and rear of this next guy, make him rout, and the guy in the north, hit him in the flank and rear. And then we'll secure the next patch of road. All the woods to the right of the road. So just to give you a closer view, so I've kind of zoomed in so you can see what we're looking at in the numbers. He has an infantry of 1,000. Pretty much the only unit he has now that's pretty fresh is that 1,600 in the fortification. And so that's the next goal. And I plan on hitting him with canister from 2 of my artillery to drive him out of there. The guy in the north, oh, he's fairly fresh too, 1674. But as soon as he takes flanking fire and fire from the rear, all my guys are in cover. He's going to lose that, and he's going to lose, yeah. Yeah, the guy who's 1300, he's about to take shots. There he goes. There he goes. He's taking shots from the rear. Yeah, now I'm crossing the road, but unfortunately his guys recover in 1/100th of a decimal second, and So my guy that's 1500 should not be across the road. That is not good, as it turns out. Yeah, keep the commander up. I want to merge these detached skirmishers back into their units because they're exhausted. And by merging them back in and then detaching another one, I'll get a brand new unit that is not exhausted. So yeah, as soon as everybody's pushed across the road, in my mind, that ends this phase of the battle. Roll the artillery up, and with him out of his fortifications, the rest of this battle is, well, that fortification is a problem, just because it's such a weird, uh, buggy fortification. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the rest of this battle should be very one-sided. Yeah, if you think about it, he's got nothing going for him at this point. His line is broken. His units are broken. He has one. I mean, the guy in the north is going to break pretty quickly. He's got one buggy fortification, and that's pretty much it. So, okay, yeah, just as I thought, hit the guy with some flanking fire. He's down to 1200, and he breaks. Um, Not going to push across the road right away. Just wait. Get the artillery up. This guy is going to break too pretty quickly. This guy in the north. So yeah, all of his units up here surrounded, fire coming in from all directions. That's broken. So this is what I mean. All of these guys across the road, they all routed over there because they got broken and routed, and now they're completely recovered. And I have one infantry and one detached skirmisher over there, and yeah, that sucks. So okay, I need to reinforce my left because he's a little bit too strong. Yeah, the guy in the fortification is, yeah, he's just taking losses. He's not going to last long. And this is where I advance into the road to take shots on this guy. This is a mistake. I should have, instead, have the two units on my left fall back instead of pushing the attack. They're over there without any artillery support. Complete waste of time. So, yeah, what I needed to do was, yeah, be cautious, not be aggressive. So he charges into the road in the north. Yeah, great. We'll take that. This guy, 958, this is, as soon as I see this, this is a melee opportunity. Um, my guys are out of position because I didn't have them fall back when I saw the situation across the road. Um, yeah, so I let this guy get a little closer. So I'm firing into the melee. Now I'm going to move behind so he doesn't, retreat behind my lines. That would screw everything up. He has a detached skirmisher now charging. That's good. All these guys in the woods. I mean, look at this. I mean, just cav, infantry. I didn't notice it, but his guy in the fortification routed. So I'm going to charge forward and get shots on everybody on the road. So just need to make sure that everybody gets up and get shots on these guys. As many shots on his cav as I can get. I'm going to micromanage the shots to make sure that every possible time that I can, I get a shot on his cav. Yeah, this guy, he's charging, so I want that guy to fall back. So, yeah, 2-on-1, his infantry is down to 800, is already routing. And, yeah, my units need to all be on run so they turn and fire faster. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is my artillery is I don't want my artillery to get into melee. Everything has gone really well, and I would rather avoid that. So my artillery on my left is, yeah, could get involved in melee. Yeah, the guy on the left needs to get out of there and get back across the road. And he's wounded. By fiddling around and fighting, being outnumbered, that guy lost it's a wounded brigadier. So he's going to come back, not a big deal, but completely unnecessary. Should have retreated sooner. So, yeah, all of his units in the north are in the wrong place. And keep my commander up to make sure, plus 10 cover. And he has another unit charging in the south. So he has a unit of guy left the fortified position, which is a disaster for him. He should not have done that. He should not have left 40. He shouldn't have pulled out of the fortified position. But this creates a huge opportunity. So and his detached skirmisher is also attacking. So what I see is a very open flank. Oh yeah, and his little tiny detached skirmisher is going to charge. So okay, I can't. That one order I just issued is a bad order. So I'm going to have everybody on this part of the line that I can is going to charge and hit this attack in the flank. So yeah, we're going to hit these guys in the flank. This is perfect. So I have my infantry backing this up in case we get into melee. He's going to be in a position to fire into the melee. I don't want that little unit to... Yeah, he distracted the enemy, but he needs to... Well, he's going to rout, so he needs to get out of there. We're behind this infantry unit. Keep firing into him. The artillery is going to fire canister on this guy in a second. Yeah, his little unit of 800 is, yeah, not going to do well. Yeah, that guy is in zero cover. That infantry unit that's in the road, he needs to get out of the road. That is not a good place for him to be. And but I still keep thinking that I can attack and turn his flank. So yeah, that's a definite mistake. So the question becomes what to do with all these guys in the woods to the north. First thing I need to do is move my line around so that everybody can fire. Right now, these guys are blocking each other. Yep, any routes. And the second unit's going to route in a moment. I need to get the guy out of the road. And I was looking at it at the time and I was thinking, but I'm going to hit him 2-on-1. I should win that. But really, I should have had the guy just get out of the road, just fall back. Yeah, now I see he has another unit of 1200. And yeah, that's just, yeah, 2-on-1 again. So you don't fight the enemy 2-on-1. You fight the enemy when you have 2-on-1, when you have the numerical advantage. So yeah, completely avoidable. Several hundred losses I didn't have to take. No purpose whatsoever in that. So he's going to give me his the north edge of the map. I'm going to take it, which is going to turn out to be really useful. And right now I just want to stabilize the line, maybe rest some units, fold some detached skirmishers back in. So the south has gone well, but that phase is over. Now we want to get units to work their way up around his left flank. Keep working around the flank, keep working around the flank. I figure out that about this time that turning his right flank is just not going to happen, so let's just secure the road. Yeah, now my units are in cover. He's in the open. That's much better. So we're going to work around the flank. And the AI is not good about recognizing that his flank is exposed. And so, yeah, we're going to take advantage of that. Shots on his cav. That's good. Yeah, we'll just keep working around his flank. His cav's going to move forward. And we'll get some shots on his cav. That's all good. Yeah, I'm completely around his flank to the north. So he's going to take shots on the flank and rear. Those guys are going to, even though they're in the woods, they can't take that for very long. So the detached skirmisher that's been shot up in the south, he's down to 100 and something. I'm just going to have him stand on the observation point. These other guys that are a little under strength, have them um, go back into their parent unit. And, oh, he's having somebody charge. That's great. Yeah, he routes right away. This guy charges. Also great. Yeah, if 3 units fire into him, he routes right away. He's down to 900. As expected, 3 units showing up 4 on his flank. These guys are all going to collapse. There's artillery support there as well. Actually, 2 artillery units can support that. So, big mob coming in for a charge. Not concerned. Just keep rotating the artillery to whoever's not routing. And yeah, it's going to be a very bad day for all of his units here. Yeah, he's going to take flanking fire. That unit is 1,000. And 4 or 5 units are firing into him. He's toast. Yep, and there he goes. Actually, I probably should have charged him, tried to get a capture. That probably was not impossible. So yeah, my artillery to the north, I'm actually thinking I need to start pushing him toward the corner of the map, because I really think that's where this is going to end up, in the north corner of the map, and I'd like to have my artillery there. It's a long walk through the woods to get there. So I want to get him started. So his skirmisher is down to 190. Would like to kill him, if at all possible. And I'm looking at most of his infantry is in the 600 to 900 range. Just keep moving to the left. Ammo is becoming an issue, so yeah, I need to make sure everybody's on walk. I don't want them running through the woods. Yeah, the ammo wagon started in the north, went to the center and south, then went back to the center. So by the time he got back to the north through the woods, the units in the north are running out of ammo. So, and that's with 4 in logistics. So I have to keep the ammo wagon moving, or my infantry is going to run out of ammunition. So I think I finally figured out I can't cross this road in the south. I should have figured it out much faster. I would have taken fewer losses. Yeah, being in that road, yeah, I finally have those guys fall back. I hit fall back, take up a position. I think I finally give it up. So, okay, 600, gonna stand on the road, no cover. That's great. His little unit of 800, not gonna do well. I should have allowed him to get closer, and then gotten him into melee. But I'm looking at all these small units right now, and I'm thinking, boy, when this comes to the end of this battle, if all of his units are in the 500-600 range, I should be able to get some captures. Nope, get nothing but shatters. Yeah, his calf gets torn up right there. That's good. Yeah, he's in a terrible position right now. So what I'm doing here is I have the first unit fire and then fall back, and the second unit fires. Not to mention all the units on the to the left and right firing. So he's down to 600 and something. So the condition of these units is very good, but the ammo is becoming a concern. So yeah, we just keep moving flank and rear. So now we're on the flank of the enemy. We're behind his line. And I have one guy in ammo trouble, but the ammo wagon is right there. So yeah, I just see a whole bunch of small units, 500, 600, 700, going to get hit in the flank and rear, and they're going to die. Yeah, and every one of them is, I have like 2 units on every one of them, and he's taking flanking fire. Even though he's in the woods, he's doomed. His artillery unit, my detached skirmishers are killing him. His artillery is down to about 80. His cav is down to, one of his cav units is 196. He has 2 at 400, but and again, all of his units are routing. And I should have charged that little 400 unit. There was an opportunity. See, he's all by himself, and if I charged him, instead of shattering him, I might have captured him. Yeah, his general is right out in the open. Should be able to take him out. Yeah, for some reason he wants to keep charging to the right. That's just... Yeah, and every time he does that, he just exposes his flank. So that's just not good. That's suicidal. My guys are coming in on his flank again. Yep, there's 400. He should shatter. Yep, that guy shattered. He was 400. This guy's about 400. He should shatter. anybody puts a shot on this little tiny cav unit, it should be dead. So yeah, just keep moving the artillery up, keep degrading these guys. And it's only 9 o'clock. I mean, we have hours left in this. I guess I could use detached skirmishers, and that would even get a better result, higher kill ratio, but my guys are in cover, and we're just firing into him. He takes a couple blasts and routes, and yeah, my only concern is I don't want him to escape out of the south, so I'm going to start moving people to the south to kind of block, and I don't want to push from the north so that he has everybody flee to the south. I want him to keep doing what he's doing right now, which is taking lots and lots of shots from all directions while I get... we have to move through the woods, but we just take our time and just shift a whole bunch of guys to the south in case. And at some point there is going to be a charge because I still haven't captured anybody. And yeah, I don't want to capture his cav. I want to shoot it, kill it. Well, actually, at this point, I'd be happy to capture anything. But I don't want his cav to survive, because if his cav gets behind my line, this becomes a nightmare, running those guys down and killing them. So, yeah. The guy in the north is taking fire from 3 units, or he's about to. Yeah, he's taking fire from 3 units, so he routes. And we're going to come... He has a unit of 800, but he's going to take fire from the flank and rear very soon. And there's all that artillery. So now we have a lot more units in the south, and we've killed his cav, so that threat is gone. So I see 3 units, and then the question is, when do we charge? So I decide to hit these guys with a few more volleys and weaken them. This guy routes. I want them all just like in a permanent routing state. So this guy across the road is in pretty good cover, but he's down to... Yeah, he's turned white. He's routing, and my thought is I get this 800 to route. Now we need to get people in position to charge. So the guy who lost a commander probably won't charge, but I now have a bunch of units like all the way around him, and the question is when to charge. And it turns out he has another unit of 400. I don't want to charge, don't want to get in a situation where I charge this mess, because yeah, that is just a way to take a whole bunch of unnecessary losses. So what I'd like to do is kill a few of these guys, get down to maybe 2. Yeah, he's going to get in the open. He keeps moving that way. Okay, 700. Let's hit that guy, drive him back. So when we get into melee with him, he's a lot smaller. So he has a unit of 390. That's a perfect target. If I can get up close to him and get him into melee, might be able to capture him. Move my artillery to the south, because that's the way he wants to go. See, he's trying to... he wants to run to the south. Okay, we're going to charge the guy in the north. Now that might drive people to the south, which is okay. Like there's 400, so I'm going to have 2 units charge the first unit, and now I'm targeting the second unit, but the first unit instantly routes. The 300 instantly shatters, the last unit shatters, that's it. Okay. After medicine, 3197, killed 15,184. Almost 5 to 1, it's 4.8, almost 5 to 1. Yeah, and I was planning all my units being about 1,200 or 1,300, but my units are... Yeah, some of them are almost... Yeah, some of them are 1,500, so I'm going to have to disband and reform these units. They're too big for the next battle. Yeah, good number of kills, most of them. 24-pound howitzers did really good at degrading the enemy units if they didn't get a lot of kills. So one of them got 900 kills. One wounded officer. We got 2 stars out of this. That's good. Yeah. So it's a total of 2,400 Harper's Ferries and 8 10-pound parrots. So yeah, $51,000, 4,200 men. I put a lot of men into the army in the last phase. I have 5,500 men, and yeah, medicine goes to 8 is what's going to happen. So yeah, these units are too big. I can't do this. So what I'm going to do is take the 5,500 out of the army and then reorganize my army. These guys are all close to a 2nd star.
Yes, sir.
Maybe if I reorganize, I might get lucky and some of these guys will get a 2nd star. Right now I just see 1 2-star unit there, but all these guys are close. So my goal was to come out of this with, oh wait, these guys actually started with 1 star. So you see the guy has I actually got 3 2-stars. Okay, I got 3 2-star units out of this. So that was a success, and I got, what, 3 or 4 2-star generals. So okay, it was a complete success. And then if I'm a little bit clever, I might be able to get a couple more 2-star units. Again, the 2-star that this unit has is because I put General Lee in before the battle, so if they got a star during the battle, it would automatically proc. It does that. It automatically applies as soon as you
Yes, sir.
achieve that level of efficiency. So put General Lee in. Yeah, but even with my best 1-star, I'd have to put a 2-star in there. But there's some potential, and these units are all very close to 2 stars. If I do this, reorganize these guys, and, well, what I'm thinking is at the end of Stones River, these guys should all be 2-star units if I do this right. So yeah, this worked out. It worked out really well. I'm surprised how big these units are. Look at this. Went in with 1750, and the entire 1st division is like 1550. 2nd division is, around 1500, and 3rd division is between 1500 and 1350. I mean, these units are all bigger than I thought they'd be. So yeah, I'm going to have to do a lot of reorganization. I'm going to have to get rid of a bunch of units. Unfortunately, in the Confederate campaign, and Pandacrowd talks about this, you have to get rid of some of your army that you built. Yeah, 55 to 60. That's quite a jump. 55 to 60. Isn't it? Thought it was much. And with the huge army that I have, he's at 83,000. I could fight this, but there's no purpose. I mean, even if I kill 70,000, you only need to kill about 45,000 to drop the manpower pool, and everything else would just be greater losses. So I think if I delete a bunch of units, that I'll drive him down to about 65,000, which would be better in the long term. So I hate to do it, but I think I'm pretty much forced to. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in camp.